for his tendency for beating much taller competitors, Danny Padilla was born on April 3, 1951, in Rochester, New York. It was in first grade that Danny became immersed in physical culture after seeing some old muscle magazines. With the aid of a mail-order workout program, a chin-up bar, and some improvised weights, Danny started a diligent training program. During high school, his obvious muscularity caused coaches to attempt to recruit him into many different sports. However, Padilla's focus remained solely on bodybuilding. His concerted effort was rewarded by winning his first title, Mr. Rochester, in 1970. Over the next few years, he had some disappointing showings on the national stage. In fact, during an AAU show early on in his career, judges told Danny he was just too short to compete. Nonetheless, he stayed the course. Then, at the old Felt Forum Theater in Madison Square Garden, Padilla attained his first national title. Although at 5'2", Padilla stood 4 inches below the 5'6" height limit for the short class of the 1975 IFBB's Mr. America contest, he won his division. He also defeated Richard Callard and Denny Gable for the overall title. The Giant Killer had arrived. After this show, Padilla met Joe Weider, who invited him to come out and train in California, just in time for the filming of Pumping Iron. Unfortunately, politics within the IFBB prevented Danny from having a prominent role in the film. In the next 3 decades, Padilla placed in the top 5 in over a dozen IFBB shows. Along the way, he had some epic posing battles with Mike Menser, who we featured in an earlier Jailhouse Strong video, and Robbie Robinson, among others. And in 2009, Padilla was inducted into the IFBB Hall of Fame. Danny used a 3-day split for his training routine. Day 1 was chest and back, Day 2 was arms and shoulders, and Day 3 was legs. He would use the same weight for all sets and add weight when he hit the 12 reps for all 5 sets. Danny's rest between sets was about a minute, and he looked to keep a high intensity throughout the workout, finishing up in just over an hour. So, for chest and back, the workout we found is as follows. Bench press, 2 to 3 warm-up sets, then on to 5 sets of 12. Inclining, 5 sets of 12. Flies, 5 sets of 12. Dumbbell pullovers, 5 sets of 12. Chin-ups, 5 sets of 12. Bent barbell rows, 5 sets of 12. Cable pull-ins, 5 sets of 12, and once a week he would hit deadlift for 5 sets of 12. On to shoulders and arms. Seated presses, 2 warm-up sets, then 5 sets of 12, and he'd superset this with cable laterals for 5 sets of 12. Dumbbell rear delt raises, 5 sets of 12. Front raises or upright rows for 5 sets of 12. Dumbbell curls, 5 sets of 8. Barbell curls, 5 sets of 8. Concentration curls or preacher curls for 5 sets of 8. Line tricep extensions, 5 sets of 12. Seated overhead easy bar extensions, 5 sets of 12. Push downs or one-arm dumbbell overhead extensions, 5 sets of 12. And then for legs and abs, his workout is as follows. Leg extensions, 5 sets of 12. Squats, 5 sets of 12. Leg presses, 5 sets of 12. Line leg curls, 5 sets of 12. Standing leg curls, 5 sets of 12. Standing calf raises, 5 sets of 12. Donkey calf raises, 5 sets of 15. Seated calf raises, 5 sets of 15. Crunches or leg raises, 5 sets of 20. When Danny got closer to a contest, he would increase the volume of his training to 20 sets per body part. For more of these old stories, this history of physical culture, click subscribe.